we leave Minnesota and continue our trek along to Montana, we have some really interesting stops along the way, but we also run into some really bad weather.
Dig in.
Heavy rain. There may have been some hail in it, so we're just gonna go really slow through it.
It's hailing. We have just left Grand Casino in Hinckley, Minnesota, which was great. I mean, that was the second casino that we've stayed in the 2 years we've been traveling now. We're going to look for more casinos, not because we like to gamble. Don't misunderstand us, because the extent of our gambling this time was I put $5 in a machine and I think I rolled twice and got zero.
It was gone.
So anyway, these, sometimes these casinos, you learn pretty quick that they're not paying out anything, and that one didn't seem to be. Of course, it needed more than $5. But yeah, anyway.
Well, I mean, so a couple things. One is this casino was $49 a night on the weekend, $39 full hookups for during the week. And you get full use of the amenities. They have indoor pool, which we did yesterday. They have an outdoor pool, which was closed yesterday.
Well, we did the hot tub.
And we did the hot tub.
But I went to the pool today and at the RV part of the casino, and it was actually really nice. It was big, and it was a really nice pool, and it was so hot here. Who knew?
Yeah, laundry room was good as well, you said.
Yeah, fantastic laundry room. And yeah, it was great. I would absolutely recommend it if you guys are up just north of Minneapolis.
Yeah, we're gonna look for more. Eventually. So far, that's 2 good experiences. Anyway, so look for casinos and hold on to your money.
Well, Ken's not a gambler. I like to gamble, but he likes to keep me out of the casinos just for that reason. But anyway, so we are headed now for a relatively short drive to State Park just outside of Fargo.
Yeah, it's in Minnesota. It's called Buffalo River State Park, and that's kind of where the prairie starts. So yeah, a couple nights we're just kind of, like I said, kind of slowing our roll down to Montana, and yeah, let's go check out the state park and see what this is all about. See you there.
Recording from now was the Mississippi River.
So we made the long trip from Hinckley, from the casino that we're at staying, to a really nice little state park here. It's called Buffalo River State Park. And it's probably only about, Pam, 20 sites or so, maybe 20. It's really kind of small. Yeah. It's kind of quaint. It's neat. It's on the Buffalo River, and what we found is really kind of interesting is this river actually flows a little bit westbound, and then actually runs through it. The river runs through it. I think I've seen that, and but it runs a little bit west, and it actually runs north, and it actually deposits way up into Hudson Bay, way up in Canada. So that's kind of cool. Water looks really, really clear. And we kind of walked around yesterday when we got here. It was nicer today. It's just been raining all day. So we went and did a couple things and got that squared away. But what's really cool is we're probably about 15 miles from the town of Fargo, North Dakota. So what do you think we did last night?
I'm Jerry Lindegaard. You got the car?
It's execution type deal.
We watched the movie Fargo.
I'm pretty sure, though, that people who live around here do not like representation that movie offers.
Well, it's actually based on a true story. I'm sure it's probably embellished a little bit. And we're talking to one of our neighbor over here on one side, and he said that obviously the accent is way overdone. So those of you that have not seen the movie Fargo, got to go check it out. And yes, the accent is overdone. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So it's definitely overdone. But it's kind of cool because we actually went through the town of Brainerd, and that's where Marge is the sheriff, or she works for the sheriff's office, and then actually Moose Lake, where if you haven't seen the movie, if you have seen the movie, you'll understand this. The last scene of the movie, one of the last scenes is Steve Buscemi, who's in the movie and is one of the bad guys, is getting put into a wood chipper. Just gross stuff. But it was actually done on a place called Moose Lake, which is about 15 minutes north of where we're staying in Hinckley. So I didn't even know that. Anyway, so we're here today. It cleared out this morning, and what was really kind of interesting is we're the biggest rig in here right now at 35 feet. We just saw 3 massive rigs come in. A big Cedar Creek, a big, I think it was a tag axle diesel pusher. Yeah, we'll see if we can get some video of that stuff. And then a toy hauler, I think it was a Fusion or something like that. Much bigger rigs. And we had a little bit of a tough time getting our rig in yesterday, only because of the tree that overhangs here. We got in. But anyway, Buffalo River State Park, it's really on the way just outside of Fargo. So if you're making that trek east or west, it's a great little place to stay.
We're headed out of Minnesota. Our time here has come to an end. Although I don't think we were really here for
We were
long,
in Minnesota that long, but it was good stay. But we're heading out today and using the other GoPro, so I'm not even sure if we're in the camera, to be honest with you.
But I'm going to get a picture of what our drive day looks like. Because anyway, we have a pretty rainy drive day today. Should be interesting.
Turn left onto US 10 West Viking Trail.
Yeah, we'll show you on the radar where we're facing. So we're heading due west out of just east of Fargo, North Dakota, but in Minnesota. I guess we're in Glendon, and we're heading to Dickenson. It's 308 miles of rain, nothing but rain. There's a cold front, or I should say cold front. There's a system that's spinning, and it's just kind of training rain over 94, I think is the highway. So yeah. So it's going to be a fun day. But we got a break, putting stuff away. Now you can hear the rain again. So we did get...
Yeah, that timing worked out pretty well.
Timing worked out pretty good. But I'm not worried about the rain. It is a bit windy. So that's the thing that I'm really worried about.
Yeah. Here it comes. So it's probably best to focus on the road and not on the video. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. Probably not what you want to see on a windy, rainy day, huh? Oh, awesome. This guy just pulled off.
And thank goodness, after a long day's drive, the weather finally started to clear.
Looks like we finally got out of the rain.
I think it's, let's see, we left at 10 o'clock. It's now 3:44. So we've had, was that 5 hours and 44 minutes of rain and about 20 to 25 mile an hour winds right across our beam. So definitely an interesting drive. We're starting to get into some hills, kind of the high plains, but didn't really have to deal with that. But that crosswind was tough, so we had to slow way down. We slowed down to about 55 miles an hour mostly. I think we're only doing about 57 now, but in fact, some cases we had to slow down to about 48 just to kind of keep it together. Anyway, we're about 40 miles out from our next stop, and so the wind is down, and hopefully it's not too cold, and the rain is over. After that long day of driving, it was finally good to get settled in. We chose the North Park RV in Dickenson, North Dakota. It was really convenient and right off the highway. While there, we actually talked to a guy who told us about some event that was going on in the town of Medora, and we had to go check it out. It's time that we ride. We headed off to the town of Medora, North Dakota. This town has a lot of history relating to President Theodore Roosevelt, but we were not there for that. We were there for the Pitchfork Fondue and the Medora Musical. You're probably asking yourself, what is a Pitchfork Fondue? Well, that's where they take steaks, put a pitchfork in them, and then deep fry them in hot oil.
Again.
Ooh, looking right into the sun here, but
Here, I'll just do this.
yeah, there you go.
I'll just get in the shadow
That's
of
the town of Medora somewhere down there. Kind of went through it earlier, so we'll try and get a little bit more of that. But yeah, very cool. So what do you think? So I was wrong on the steak. It wasn't a ribeye.
No,
I think it was either a strip or a sirloin, but it was actually really good.
it was a sirloin.
It was a sirloin, but it was it was actually very good.
Like 12 ounces.
Yeah, it was a pretty big steak. I mean, we saw some video of that, so it's pretty good stuff. But yeah, so the pitchfork, I'm not sure about, but I'm sure they sanitized the pitchforks.
Cool.
Yeah.
They have the dinner. 6:15 is the last seating for the dinner, which was what we did, and then after that,
This is going to be where she makes fun of me.
no, after that they have a musical,
It's a Teddy Roosevelt musical.
and I was like, why not go? Right? Let's do it.
I asked if it's the real Teddy Roosevelt, and I said, "Have you not read the history books?" So
Oh, what is that?
anyway, so we're going to go check out. It's I don't know what time it starts, but it's in an
I
amphitheater.
think somebody said 7:30.
Okay, well, we better go check, or we might miss it.
The Medora Musical is a musical revue produced every summer and held in the open-air Burning Hills Amphitheater. Video is not allowed during the musical, only photography, but it's a look back at the Wild West days of the region and includes many references to Theodore Roosevelt, who spent so much time in the area. Each production has a special guest, and while we were there, they had a dog trainer that had appeared on America's Got Talent.
It was time to leave Dickenson and continue to head further west. There was a stop close by that you can actually see the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and so we wanted to check that out. You're too funny. So this is right off. This is like the first time we really stopped within like a half an hour of traveling in the RV. But we came by here last night on the way to the musical, and it's right off of 94, and it's part of the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. You don't have to pay to get in, which is kind of cool. We like those. And it's right off of 94, and so we wanted to stop. It's like a rest area, but a scenic turnout. And yeah, so we didn't do the national park, but if you did the national park, this is probably what you would see a lot of. So we're kind of getting the freebie version of this.
Unfortunately, we're kind of on the. We got to get to Montana pretty quick.
Got to get to Montana, so we had another 300-mile drive today. But when I come across places like this, I always wonder, like when the pioneers were coming across in wagon trains, and they saw this, what did they say? Like, what do we do now?
How do we cross that?
How do we cross that anyway? Well, 94 crosses it. It's just kind of just that way a little bit, but anyway.
I don't think they had the advantage of
GPS
interstates
or diesel. So,
or diesel.
Yeah, anyway, so that's it. Okay, we're gonna hit the road again.
We are about to have some gnarly weather, I think. What do you think, Ken?
Well, we tried to wait it out. We're at a rest stop, and it just happened to be, it was good timing for lunch. And then we're looking at we're kind of looking off in the distance earlier, and hang on a second, it's just west, east-west, okay. And we were looking off in the distance, and it was like, yeah, it looks like there's some rain. Well, it's actually turned into some heavy rain, but it's not really moving fast, so I'm not worried about the wind. Yeah, that'll be later. It'll be heavy, heavy rain. There may have been some hail in it, so we're just going to go really slow through it.
It is black.
Yeah, we just didn't want to wait because it didn't seem to be moving very fast. So that's, again, an indicator that there really isn't very windy. But then again, who the hell knows? We'll find out pretty soon. Yeah, we will.
You're not white knuckling, are you?
No,
It'll be
well,
fine.
look, we're turning back into though.
Oh no, we're going straight into it. Oh, this should be fun. This is not looking too good.
Well, this just keeps getting worse by the moment. So we've come upon a piece of the road that's flooded, and it's hailing.
I-94 was down to one lane each way, and there was water going across the road. We had no choice but to put it in four-wheel drive and power through it. With another big storm cell ahead of us, we decided to play it safe and pull over it, and we're glad we did because the wind just got crazy.
The weather finally cleared, and we're headed to our next stop, which is a harvest host in Billings, Montana.
Join us next time as we leave Billings and we get to our final destination in Ronan, Montana.